I found that my mum changed personalities. She went from being a person that would listen and do things to a person that was totally cranky, wouldn't do what she was asked to do. And she was disorientated, not knowing which room she was actually going to.
Delirium is completely dependent on the person and then also the underlying cause. So we can have a hypoactive delirium that kind of mimics almost like a depression. So people can be really low mood, they can be really withdrawn, not wanting to participate. We can also have a hyperactive delirium, which is more when we see wandering behaviours, loud verbalisations. It might be people crying out for help, it could be agitation and aggression. There can also be a mix of the two as well, again.
It affects around, on average, 20% of patients over 65 being admitted to hospital, and up to 10% of those once they've been admitted. Delirium traditionally is a hospital-acquired complication, and it still is, but we were seeing more and more cases of delirium coming through the emergency, and we were seeing more and more cases of patients being discharged with either an unresolved delirium or an undiagnosed delirium.
Carers are vitally important to the diagnosis and the management of delirium. They understand nuanced changes that us as clinicians cannot perceive sometimes.
PREDICT was co-designed with not only clinicians and carers, but also patients.
The PREDICT toolkit, it's a really easy to understand toolkit that they can take home, they can give to other family members as well.
When we piloted the program in Tweed Hospital, we found that there was a statistically significant reduction in the incidence of delirium. So PREDICT was not only useful for carers in hospital, but it was also useful for when they went home, because once you've been diagnosed with a delirium once, you're more likely to get a second and a third delirium.
If we can start to understand the small changes that people go through, and we can start putting a plan in place to manage and resolve the delirium earlier, it actually leads to better long-term outcomes for that patient.